In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always. Welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am also your soul brother, number one. Morning. It is December the 15th, 2019 on a Sunday morning. And as you can see, I'm up sort of early. I had this particular topic on my mind, and I wanted to share since this morning seems to be not very busy. So I wanted to take a few minutes to speak to us like preachers and reverends and ministers or whatever they want to call themselves that bring us fantasy and fiction. I wanted to bring us this morning a little talk on some real stuff. And perhaps later, I don't know what's going to happen here. I did have plans to do a live stream with my partners, Sister Noble Levine. Support her website, ancientcreationmyths.com. Our sister Rashida Strober, the world's first dark-skinned activist. Our soul brother Taalik. He's Eric Bell here on YouTube. And also our brother Cuckoo Cutter, brother Gary. Later on this evening, that might be possible. I don't know. At this time, those plans might change. And if I do, it'll be via my phone because I might have to get out of here this afternoon. On that note, let us get busy on this Vizzy, all right? Also, send a shout out to my Facebook family. We are, matter of fact, let me make sure that's going on. Okay, that's cool. We're doing very well on Facebook. We're live on Facebook. Peace to my Facebook family out there in social media land. Thank you for joining me this early this morning, and for those who will join us later, who will watch this broadcast, I thank you so much. Now, how we want to get started. I was a child at one time. Yeah, can you believe that? Yeah, I was a child. I was a little itty bitty boy at one time. I should screen share my baby picture. Some of you probably have already seen my baby picture. I have already shared many of my pictures when I was a youth, when I was a child. I was a child. How many of you were children? You are adult now, but you was a child. Raise your hand. Don't be shy. If you was a child at one time. Well, we was children at one time. Yes, Lord, it seemed like it was a long time ago. And in fact, for some of us, it really was. Maybe 50-some years ago, 60. You know, it was a pretty long time ago. And you would hope that as you mature, as you become an adult, you would hope that you will leave those childish things, those childish behaviors as you become an adult. You would think so. But unfortunately for many of us, and even as a people or a race, you will see, I would describe this mindset, this childish mindset. We can't get away from it. We don't mature. We don't grow. And when you are in an adult body, but you continue to behave like a child, they say that you suffer from mental retardation, some type of mental disability. You're mentally disabled because you have this adult body, but your mindset is like that of a child. I want to talk about me and maybe yourself when we were children. I am the son of sharecroppers, grew up in a rural area in northern Mississippi. And we raised pigs and chickens and maybe a couple of cows and different animals on our property. I don't know, what do you call it a plantation? I just know, I don't know what you actually call it, but that's what we was doing. My grandparents, my mother, they picked cotton for a living. They grew cotton for a living. They were sharecroppers. And we also raised peaches and pecans. And my people were very self-sufficient, made their own clothes, basically, and all types of things of this nature. As a child, growing up, just like many of you, I remember when I got my first BB gun. Remember the BB gun? Some of us still buy, that's your first introduction to the AK-47, to the 9mm. You know that kind of stuff y'all packing in your house because of the race war coming? race war coming, y'all. So you getting ready, got all your bullets and things, getting ready for the race war. Your first introduction was the pellet gun, the BB gun. And as a child, you really didn't understand the power you had. Excuse me a second. All right. As a child, you really don't understand the power you had having this weapon, because a BB gun, a pellet gun really is a weapon. A BB gun and a pellet gun, if you shot a person and they got hit in the wrong way, you could actually kill a human being with a BB gun or a pellet gun. When you buy a BB gun or a pellet gun, the ones that I have had, there's a warning label telling you that this thing is dangerous. You can seriously get hurt. You can hurt somebody, you can hurt yourself. This is really not a toy. It is a BB gun and a pellet gun is your introduction to the real thing. That's what it is. Being a child, I don't know no better. Unfortunately, I had to raise myself. I had no mother. My mother was there. My father was there. I had uncles and cousins. I had all kinds of people around me. Nobody wanted to show me or teach me nothing. Like many of you, you raise yourself. I remember I was talking to my sister Ann X. Hey, Sister Ann, right in. And I heard her say this also. Her mother was there. There were other adults or whatever. But you basically had to figure everything out yourself. You raise yourself. The only thing your parents done and the people that was around you done, basically the only thing they done was make sure that you got fed and maybe you had shelter over you and you went to school and blah, blah, blah. But you never really had, and unfortunately, the same can be said in 2019. And like I said, many of you also know this. You had to raise yourself. There was no adult. So if you had a good parent in your life, if you had a good mother, whether she's a single mother or she's married, and she was a good woman, a good sister, a good mother, or a father, or cousins, or any kind of adult, if you had that type of person in your life and they help you to understand growing up, you is one lucky woo. Now, there is an advantage of when you raise yourself, because it's about trial and error. You try a little bit, it's all about the experience. And so those of us who have basically raised ourselves, we had to sort of mature differently because of trial and error. We had no guidance. We had to be careful. There was nobody to tell us, don't put your hand in the fire. We had to learn through trial and error and learn the hard way. Don't put your hand in the fire. So there was nobody to help guide us. And that's the purpose of your parents. That's the purpose of religion when you're having a good teacher, a good shepherd in your life, to guide and to guide the sheep, to guide that child so they can avoid certain mistakes as they mature. So they would be able to more so have an ability to reach their more higher potential than trying to strive and keep falling into these potholes. So I had this BB gun in my hand. I had this weapon, because that's what it is, this weapon in my hand as a child. And I went out. I got tired of shooting targets, shooting cans and things of this nature. And so I started to target, small animals like birds and rabbits and things of this nature. As a child, see, I was shooting rabbits and squirrels and birds with this pellet gun, and I was killing them. I was finding joy committing murder, because that's what it was. I was not shooting the bird. I was not shooting the rabbit. I was not shooting the squirrel for the purpose of hunting for food, because I need to live. I'm just a child. I'm shooting animals because I like when the pellet or the BB hit that animal, they flinch in pain. Animals cannot talk, but you can tell that BB or that pellet hurt that animal, and you bing, 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 bing. And if I did not, silly child, I'm such a silly child, but I don't know no better. I don't know no better. I'm out here, out in the woods, out in the rural area, just with a BB gun, just shooting stuff. Grasshoppers, anything. It didn't make no difference. Pop, pop, shoot, shooting. Now, the BB could easily kill a grasshopper, so, blast a grasshopper, things of this nature. And if I did not have my BB gun, I found, wow. As a stupid child, I was, being ignorant. I didn't know no better, y'all. I did not know no better. I just did not know. Even when I didn't have the BB gun, I would go mess with the pigs and make them scream and holler, kick the pigs and beat up on the chickens and throw rocks at the birds in the sky and chase rabbits because they be scared, just a silly, silly child. I honestly didn't know no better. I was having fun at the expense and the life of other life. I didn't know no better. I didn't know no better. But one day, and maybe y'all know about this little bird called a robin. Robins, I don't know what it is about robins. Robins are not really scared of people. And they are in your yard, and they really just don't fly away. They just keep eating worms and trying to find something to eat in the yard. And they really don't. A lot of birds, as soon as you show up, they'll take off. A robin robins, I guess, they don't really have a lot of fear of human beings. So that makes them an easy target. So being a dumb child like I was, I'm sitting there, I don't have nothing to do. And I saw this robin land in the yard. And I got happy. Ooh, the robin. I'm going to shoot that robin. So I aimed the gun. I got the gun. Didn't take much because the robin's not scared of humans, really. It's just going to sit there. I took the gun and I'm, pow, only took one shot. And I saw the pellet. I saw the BB fly out of the barrel of my gun, and it dropped and it hit that robin in the chest. And I saw blood spatter. And I saw that robin fall. And you know something? It was like in slow motion. Most of the time, when I'm shooting at something, it's really, really fast and it's over. But this particular day, everything slowed down. Some of you may say, maybe that's God trying to tell you something. Whatever it was, it seemed as though the BB, I was pointing, I pulled the trigger, and it seemed as though I could see that pellet, that BB come out, and it dropped, and it hit that robin. And being the fool, being the silly person I am, I'm so happy about what I did, I ran out quickly to look at the work that I'd done. And the robin was laying there, and the robin's eyes was open for a few seconds, and it looked at me, and I saw the eyes slowly close. All this happening like in slow motion. And I'm gonna tell you, this bothers me. This was a long time ago when I was a child. I'm in my 50s. This continues to bother me. I'm starting to tear up just thinking about it because it hurt me. It seemed as though as this robin closed its eyes for the last time, it seemed as though this robin looked at me and said, why? Why? I looked at that robin. The bird's eyes was closed and all this blood everywhere where the BB hit. And I dropped to my knees and I just kept looking at that bird. And I'm saying to myself, what have I done? I'm a child and I'm ignorant. I'm silly. But at this moment in time, I can say I had a conscience. I had a conscience. There are those who are in prison. I was just recently at a Missouri State Penitentiary. There are those who commit murder. There are those who cause harm. There are those who will slice your throat and don't think about you no more. They have no conscience. What happened to you? What kind of human being are you if you don't have a conscience? But this is what I done when I was a child. I cannot take it back. The only thing that I can do is never do that again. So now, when I see dogs on the street, I want to feed them, cats. I want to feed the birds. I want to do everything I can to help the little animals because of this crime that I committed in my ignorance as a child. I've done this as a child. You don't need to punish me. I have been beating myself up since I was since this happened, what I done. Even though I was a silly child, I did it in ignorance. So there's nothing that the law, there's nothing some God, there's nothing, nobody can punish me no greater. I have to live with this burden. And this is a bird. I can't even imagine killing a human being. But they do it every day. What's up there, twin? Here I am upset as a child because I murdered a bird. And you have folks every day, they have no problem. I see videos that should be not on YouTube or social media because they are very graphic. I've seen folks commit all kinds of murder. Just take a shotgun and blowing people's brains out on YouTube. I've seen this on social media. And these people have no conscience. I don't like you. You cheated on me. You my wife and you cheated on me. You a Republican. You black. You white. All these dumbass reasons that we have, and we have no conscience. We just murder. We just kill. Folks going out in the forest and just killing deer and moose and bears just because they can, just for the fun, like I was when I was a child. So as a child, when you are a child, there was other things. As a child, I was very selfish. I did not want to share with my siblings. I didn't want to share with nobody. It's mine. A lot of children are like that. I got mine, you get yours. I got mine. Why don't you go get your own candy? Go ask Uncle Mike to give you a quarter. Why can't you share the quarter that you have? I ain't sharing nothing. You go get your quarter from Uncle Mike like I got mine. Maybe because Uncle Mike don't like you. Uncle Mike liked me better than you. See, which childish children. Children selfish, don't like to share. And children can become violent. Take away something that they want or do something they don't like. A lot of children strike out and they hit. That's what children do. Hey, what's up there, Christopher? This is what children do. Now, you're always going to have children who are more mature than the others. But in general, y'all know how it is with children. That's why you cannot leave children alone in your house until they get a certain age, till you think they have a certain amount of maturity. And hell, nowadays, you can't even leave grown people in your house. You tell a grown person, look, I'm going to be gone for a week, watch my house, and feed the dog and the goldfish, and I'll be back. When you come home, the goldfish dead, the dog starving, your house, some adult that you left in charge that still have a childish mentality. So the overall thing that I'm saying here really, as a child, I'm ignorant and I'm stupid. Not due to fault of my own, really. I'm a child, I don't know no better, I'm ignorant. I have no adults to put me in check, to teach me right from wrong. I have to learn through trial and error. I have to follow my own nature. My nature, my own conscience told me as a child that shooting that bird was wrong. And that is still on my conscience right now to this day. That's why you are hearing this story right now, because it still bothers me as an adult person, and that was years ago. Years ago, when I probably was 3'9" tall or something, or less, and now I'm 5'9". But it still bothers me because it was wrong. I wish I could go back in time and take that back, but I can't. The only thing I can do is try to correct. See, try to correct what I've done that was an error. Even though that bird may not and cannot what's the word I'm looking for? It's not the word enjoy, benefit from my actions of today. But there are other birds and other little animals, because of this situation, now they can benefit. They don't have to worry about some ignorant person running around trying to hurt them and kill them for no reason. So we do things because we're a child in our ignorance, because children are just silly. They have no maturity. They're immature, just silly, childish. Now, what happens when you have an adult that think like a child? An adult. And these adults are the ones who are going to teach the little children. What you think going to happen? What kind of little children do somebody with a childlike mentality, what type of children are they going to produce? Like Eric Muhammad always said, talk black to me. A child raising a child. You think because you have a job, you think because you have a college degree, you think because you're a celebrity or whatever the hell, you think that you are mature, you think you're grown. So many adults in this society have a childish mentality as adults. That's why I have to deal with the trolls that I deal with. That's why you have to watch yourself going down your own street, because you have adults with childlike mentality that will hurt you for silly reasons. A lot of these murders, a lot of these assaults, when they ask the person that committed the assault, committed the murder, hey, what's up there, Nanda? That committed the assault, committed the murder. They are asked, why did you do that? A lot of times they say, I don't know. They don't even know. Why did you kill that person? Why did you beat that person up? Why did you assault? I don't know. You remember when you was a child and your parents, you do something stupid and your parents would ask you, why you do that? What do you do a lot of times? I don't know. You don't know. You're just doing stuff. I don't know. What happens when an adult behaves like a child, but they are not mentally retarded? Now, there are some of us who the brain did not function, did not develop properly. So clearly, they have a mental disability. They are called it is called mental retardation, mental dysfunction. They don't like that word, mental retardation, but that's really what has happened. The brain has become retarded. It has become hindering in its ability to mature. What happens? What kind of world do you expect from an adult that still has a childish mentality? I'm not talking about mentally disabled, mental retardation. They have an adult body, but they still have the same mindset that they had when they was 6 years old, 10 years old, 17 years old, still a child. And these are the type of people, that's your president, your Congress people, your teachers, maybe your parents, the police officer. These people got guns. They got all kinds of stuff like I had when I was a child with a BB gun. Now you got these dangerous weapons. You got cars. These people driving 5,000, 80,000 pound vehicles up and down the road. These folks with all this dangerous tools at their grasp. with a childish mentality. Where you think road rage come from? These are people with a childish mentality. That's the way you will see. Have you ever went to bumper cars, go to Six Flags, go to one of these amusement parks and watch the children do the bumper car and somebody crash into, look, road rage. You'll see road rage, other children screaming at each other. Don't hit me like that, getting ready to fight over the bumper car. That's what bumper car is about. I'm just driving. That's what bumper car is about. It's about being bumped. Don't bump me. Childish mentality. So we live with folks, and you wonder why you can't get along. And that's how children are. Children always have to have somebody to chaperone and watch them, because children will be quick to be violent because they don't know no better and act out. They don't know no better. That's child. They don't have the maturity. So we are surrounded by adults like this. What do you do? Excuse me. Let me get a drink. Let me get a drink out of my jar. Now, what do you do? Facebook. Facebook, what do you do? YouTube, what do you do? Shout out to my Facebook. What do you do? I just talked about being a child. I talked about, as an adult, having a childish mentality. Now, what do you do if an entire people or an entire race has a childish mentality? Now, what do you do? And they are in charge of the house. What do you do? This is the problem that we have with pink people in this nation and around the world. You're dealing with the people, after all this time, have yet to mature in the mind. They are very violent and have no conscience. As I speak, they are dropping bombs and murdering folks all over the world as I speak. Why? Because they find it fun. They find death pleasurable. As I speak, you have Caucasian people in the woods killing deer and bear and moose and whatever and rabbits. They don't need any food at home. They're not hunting to feed other people. They just want to go out into the forest just to kill. Like I did when I was a little boy. It was fun. It was fun killing. These are the people that we are dominated by. These are the people who are the leadership in this world. Children, a race of people who have not grown up yet. They are childish. What do you get living in this country? I want to ask the pink people, ask your grandmother and grandfather, because you know you have relatives that participated in this kind of behavior. Calling people the N-word for centuries. Telling people they a boy. Come here, boy. What do you get out of, hey, boy, go get me a drink of water right over there. I'm talking to you, boy. You. Snapper, nupper, whatever you. Look, boy, go get that. Look, you go sit in the back of the bus. What do you get out of that? What do you get out of that? You go sit in the back of the bus. You can't You can't come look at the movie with me. You got to go to the back of the movie theater. Childish behavior, immature. What do you get out of that? Take a person, put them on some wood, throw tar and feathers on them, then set them afire. What do you get out of that? And this person didn't do a damn thing to you. What do you get out of that? The pleasure of watching somebody die. What is wrong with these folks? And this is your problem. You thinking that you're dealing with folks that have a mature mind. They don't. They're childish. And they don't have a conscience. When I shot that bird, I feel something to this day about a bird. Here we are living in a nation. They have murdered countless soul brothers and sisters. Countless. They throw you in jail. They beat you up. They make mockery of you. I'm not talking about a long time ago. I'm talking about even to this day. And they have no conscience at all. What do you do with a person with a child's mentality and they have no conscience? At least I had a conscience, and my conscience told me, look, boy, what you done was wrong. Don't do that no more. These people, these people made slavery a way of life, a lifestyle, a lifestyle. You're going to make another person serve you as part of your lifestyle. And not only do the people serve you, but you mistreat them, you rape them, and you lynch them, and you beat them to almost death. And all kinds of other horrors. Some of it we don't even know nothing about. For what? What is the purpose of it? You're dealing with a people who was given a weapon with a childish mentality. You understand? We live in a world, just like if you allow, some of you have children. We live in a world where the children run the house instead of the adults. That's what we have here. And you wonder why we live in hell. Now, before you judge the white man, before you judge the pink people, the Caucasian people, the Europeans, however you want to judge them, you got to understand something else. If they are children, if they are childish, and I am told that the black man is the original man, the creator, the owner, cream of the planet Earth, you was first, the father of civilization. What is your damn problem? That you, as an adult, the father of civilization, you allow a child to come out of nowhere, kick you in your backside, and now you allow children to run your house. Now, there are adults right now. The children basically run the house. Whatever the children want, the adults get it for them. Now, my mama ain't gonna let that happen. You can go ahead and get that out your mind. My grandmama, no, my grandfather, the people that was around me, ain't no children gonna run nothing. You want to run something, you go get your own house. You ain't gonna run nothing here. But there are those, the adults, actually the children actually run the parents. Children run. And you wonder why that household is turned all upside down. So before you make mockery of the Caucasian people or whatever, you need to look at yourself as a melanated person, as a dark-skinned person, as a soul brother and sister, supposed to be the original people. Well, you know, technically we're not the original people. We are an admixture people, like Frederick Douglass said. But I'm just saying in general, the melanated people, dark skin, based on the logic of these pro-blackity black folks, why are you allowing a child to rule you? You say that the black man and woman has no birth record. The black man is the father of civilization. But here you got children that's dominating you. So this tells us a lot about the mentality of the adult. Something is wrong with the adult if you're going to allow a child to come in your house and tell you what to do. So maybe that adult is not as mature as they claim, because no adult in their right mind is going to allow children to run their house. No adult in their right mind is going to do that. So here we are living with these immature people, an immature race. We allow them, and we're supposed to be adults. We are allowing them to rule over us, dominate us. An adult's supposed to be smarter. An adult's supposed to be wiser. No child should be able to handle the wisdom of an adult. But here you have a race of people who is dominating over another so-called race of people. But this other older sibling or race supposed to be adult, supposed to be, it has been in the world for millions of years prior, or thousands, however you want to say it. And this little guy, this little infant just came out the crib and run you. This little baby holding a 44 Magnum. This little baby got its little finger on the nuclear button. And all thing you can do is, please, child. There was an episode of the Twilight Zone. And this child was given all this power. I don't know if you ever seen that episode. And everybody all scared over this child. All these adults. This child had all this power, run all these adults. And the adults was afraid because of the power of the child. You should rather be dead. You should rather be rotting in your grave if you are an adult and let a child run you. And you 20, 30, 40 some years older than this baby still got Similac running from his mouth. Because chances are that's what that child have been drinking. Most of these babies nowadays don't get mama milk. They get Similac or cow's milk or something. That's right, Ananda. Some parents are actually scared of their children. I've seen it. Like, what? They run this show. Here you are living with a childish race of people. And they know justice for them. Don't think they don't know what justice is. Don't think they don't know what freedom, justice, and equality is. They know what it is. They don't want it for you. They know what it is. But when it comes to us, they forget. What is that about? The perfect example is the Caucasian Jews. They go all out their way to make sure they get justice, make sure they're treated fair. Here you are, and it's excuse making. Oh, we can't give you reparations. Now, if you was an actual slave, we would give you reparations. But see, the reason why they say that is because they know all the actual slaves, the physical slaves, they know they're gone. Now, there are people who they support in Israel, never was in no Holocaust. They benefit from reparations and everything the state of Israel get. They don't say the same thing to them. They don't tell them, oh, the Holocaust was a long time ago. They tell you and me, well, you know, slavery, that was a long time ago. Dr. King died, that was a long time ago. Harriet Tubman, that was a long time ago. We've gone on to better things. Yeah, but you have not done better. You've done better for your brother and sister in Israel. Those who call Jews, yeah, you do better. But you have not done better by these who have actually made a lifestyle for you for hundreds of years and made this nation wealthy. You're dealing with children, but that's how children do. A child know, when you get into it with a child, they know what's good for them. You should have gave me my candy, whatever. But then when it's your turn, you need to go talk to mom. You need to go talk to dad. Maybe the police officer can help you. It's a different story. It's all about them. That's how children do. You're dealing with a people with the immature mind. And it's not their fault. Because when they came out the crib, the adults didn't have the power to check this child. Because this child had a BB gun. This child had a AK-47. This child had a cannon. And the adults, and maybe you thought that, see, some of us, we like to play with children too. You can't always play with children. Some of y'all like to play. Oh, that person is so cute and whatever. The child is new. Oh, look at him jaw. Look at him jaw. Oh, he's so cute. Look at that. What was that that BBD said one time in a video? Don't fall in love with the big butt and a smile. And see, that what gets us with these people, because as evil and wicked, childish as these people are, the majority of our people in this country, they fall for the smile. My name is Mr. Hogg. Thank you, you know. They smile. They sleep with you. They used to rape you. They don't have to rape you no more. They smile. You have beautiful eyes for a colored gal. You got nice muscles to be a black man. I sure like that. They'll give you their genitalia, but they will not give you freedom, justice, and equality. They won't treat you like a human being, and they cannot do it because they have no conscience and they have a childish mindset. And they are quick to lie, like children do. You come in your house and the lamp is all turned over and broken. Hey, who broke this lamp? Nobody know. Now the lamp is broke. It was not by natural circumstance. Daddy, maybe the mice did it. The mice. We got mice, Daddy. The mice knocked it over. The mice knocked it over, Daddy. I'm pretty sure. And that's what Caucasian people do to us. They make up lies. Why you can't give us reparations? Well, you see, that was a long time ago. Well, you see, we really, hey, a lot of black folks they don't want no reparations. Stop being a victim. But this is the mindset. This is what you're dealing with. And again, out of calling somebody the N-word. Go to the back of the bus. Come here, boy, get me a drink of water. All the things that we tolerate. When a white man walked down the road, you got to look down at the ground. What does this accomplish? What is all this stuff? Childish behavior. It accomplishes nothing. It's just childish behavior. It's the same thing that you would see if you just allow children to do whatever they want to do. Childish behavior. And there is no, for some children, you can communicate because, like I say, some children have a certain amount of maturity. But for a lot of children, the only way they can learn is you got to get that backside. You got to whoop their ass. And if you can't whoop their ass, then you're out of luck. These people, they have no conscience. These people have a childish mentality. The only way you're going to get them to straighten up is you have to become an adult and, if necessary, whoop their ass. It's simple. That's the only thing you can. That's it. There is no other way that you can do it. That's the only thing they can understand, because they have no conscience. If they had a conscience, our people would have got reparations hundreds of years ago. If they had a conscience, all these prisons and jails would not be 50% black and brown people. If they had a conscience, they have none. They're childish. They like, this is mine. You get yours. This is mine. I do this. Children run in the house. And until you understand the mindset, the mentality, when I was locked up, it was not about justice. When I was locked up, it was about, we got this guy, and they love to try to make, they like to see you suffer. Take your freedom away from you. You're going to do what I say. Like children be doing. You're going to do what I say. Or else. You're going to bow down to me. Childish mentality. That's what it was about. That's why I was locked up in the situation I was in for 10 years. Because they had somebody that would not bow down to them. I would rather be dead. They did not understand I would rather be dead. But they began to find out, because this one you're not going to break. You can laugh and you can have a good time at my expense. But see, once you gain the correct knowledge, the right knowledge, and learn how to use your brain to solve your problem, I flipped the whole script on these bastards, wiped all the smiles off their faces. I started to laugh. I'm the one giggling now. And you know how children, when they can't get their way, that's how white folks, that's how these Caucasian people do when they can't get their way. Pout. I don't like you. That ain't fair. And the child was in the wrong. The child was being bad. You're supposed to get punished when you do bad. I didn't say you had to die. I didn't say you had to kill somebody. You're supposed to get punished to learn a lesson. Don't do that no more. That's wrong. These people have not learned that slavery was wrong. Their actions show they have not learned. They don't think slavery was wrong. They just got caught up. If they could go back tomorrow and make us a slave tomorrow, they would do it, because they have no conscience. They don't think that is wrong anyway. Their Bible said that we are a cursed people, and we're supposed to be their slave. That's the way many of them think. And some of y'all even say that, well, you know, we disobeyed God and we cursed by God. the Bible that you got from them, the Quran that you got from them, all these books that have no author. God does not, Allah does not say, this is my book. This was revealed to Prophet Muhammad. These are the stories that somebody said that somebody did in the Bible. But God don't say, this is what I write. These are my words. Allah never says in the Quran, these are my words. It was revealed. So you assume that these are my words. When you get a book, The Color Purple, written by Alice Walker, the title and the author, Alice Walker. Roots by Alex Haley. The Bible. Who's the author? Don't say. You assume it's the book of God. You assume. It don't even say it on there. It don't say the Bible by Yahweh or by this God. It don't say that. It just said the Holy Bible, Holy Bible, Holy Quran. It don't say Holy Quran written by Allah. It don't say that. And these books actually support slavery, support the abuse of women and children, and pedophilia, and things of this nature. And all, woo, man. We got to grow up, y'all, and kick these babies, kick these children out of the way. This world of humanity, at the rate that it's going, unless we can kick these children out of power, just like what would happen when you leave children by themselves in the house, is only one way you can go, and that's down. When you come home, these idiots will set your house on fire, these stupid children. And right now, just like Dr. King said, I'm afraid I am integrating my people into a burning house, something to that effect. You got to understand, and we must understand, that you're dealing with a race of people. Not all of them, but it's the majority is. So it don't make no difference what the minority is. The vast majority are childish. They are in positions of power. They hold AK-47s and judges and police officers. They hold that BB gun that's going to shoot you as a robin. Somebody got to take that gun out of the hands of these idiot-ass children. And clearly, these black conscious folks that's talking all this, the black man is God and the father of civilization. Well, if you're the father and you're the God, well, take the power away from these children then. What you waiting on? God? Father of civilization? Can't do it, can you? Maybe because you just like them. And when you listen to this black power, black conscious, comedic, RBG nation, black first, they talk the same kind of way. They are just as childish. But when you become an adult, watch things change. Watch it change. Mama home. What do children do when mom and daddy come home? Mom and daddy here, they start straightening up. Uh-oh, mom and daddy coming. Mom and daddy home. The adults are here. And you know what they say? When the cat's away, the mice will play. But now mama back. Now daddy back. Now the parents come. And you don't act the way you did when mom and daddy come home. You act differently when mom and daddy leave the house. But when you know it's time for mom and daddy to come back, it's a whole different ball game. Your whole behavior is different. And so now, if we truly are the adults, if we truly are the fathers of civilization and the gods and the kings, then act like it. And it's time for you to grow your ass up and kick these children out of power. Otherwise, it can only get worse for us because you're dealing with people who have a childish mentality and they have no conscience. They do know right from wrong, but they don't have no conscience. They don't care. It's all about me.
Sorry about that. Let me try again.
And that's the way children act and behave. On that note,
I found this on the web.
Thank you for joining us this morning. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Actually, that's been on my chest for a little while. I just haven't had an opportunity to get to this topic. We might be back later on this evening, probably around 5, maybe. I don't know. I'm looking at some things, and I'll let you know if that happens. Thank you, soul brother Taalik, for being here. Ananda, Twin, Chris. Thank you for all those in the chat room. Thank you, my Facebook. Facebook is in the house. Simulcast on Facebook. I really appreciate it. And I really enjoy Soul Liberation Day 2020. Hopefully next year I can come up with something to make it even better. Maybe we can get together in person for next year. Who knows? I don't know. We got a whole year to work with if we are around. If these children don't press the nuclear button and wipe the majority of us off this planet. Because that is, now, they even say themselves, that's a big possibility. So until we meet again, I thank you so much for joining me. I'm Artie 5000. And as Don Cornelius always used to tell us, as in parting, I wish us love, peace, and soul. We out.